Right now, I'm going to secure the vehicle right now. Okay? How I'm going to secure my vehicle? I'm going to make sure that my parking brakes are applied by pulling them hard. Don't pull them soft because they're hard, so you got to pull it hard. Make sure they're all set. And also, I'm going to make sure that my transmission is in first gear or lower forward gear. How I know that? I know it's in lower forward gear because it's not moving much. All right? So after that, I'm going to grab my key in hand. I'm going to get out and check the wheels. And I'm going to come back. All right? 3 points of contact is very important. All right? Grab the wheel. Grab this. This is not good. This is good. But this is better. Okay? Get out 2 points of contact. Close the door. All right? It's going to come in. 3 points of contact again. All right. Chocks are set. Closing my door. I'm going to put my key in the switch right here. And now I'm going to do the safest start. So the first thing I'm going to do is clutch in. You always got to use the clutch to move the stick. Either if the truck is off. All right. So now I'm in neutral. All right. Now I'm going to put my key in on position, and I'm going to check for my gauges, settle, cycle and settle, and also I'm going to check the ABS light, should be on and off, quick, all right? Let's do it. All right, my gauges, cycle and settle, my ABS light is on, now it's off, means that it's working properly, all right? If there's something wrong, please note to the inspector that there's something wrong. You never ask them for continue, but you gotta let them know what is wrong. On this case, it's working properly. Now I'm ready to start the vehicle. It's in neutral. I'm gonna start the vehicle. Clutch in. All right. Clutch out. First thing we do, as soon as we start the vehicle, we note the oil pressure. My oil pressure right here increase. You don't have to say any number. Just let them know that your oil pressure increased right now. So you're done with this step. Now I'm going to reset the system to begin my test, with full air tanks. So right now I'm going to reset my system. How I'm going to do it? I'm going to release my parking brakes, the tractor and the trailer, and my air tanks should drop below 100 psi. If it doesn't drop below 100 psi, I'm going to fan my brakes and get it below 100 psi. All right, so let's do it now. Releasing the brakes. All right. So right now, my gas just dropped to 105. That's not below 100. I'm going to fan my brakes to get it below 100. Pumping your service brake. See, right now I'm below 100. That's perfect. Now I'm going to rev my engine, means I'm going to accelerate my engine 1200 to 1400 RPMs. All right? So I'm going to recharge my tanks until my system is fully charged. All right? So let's do that. 12 to 14 RPM. the governor. Don't go by the governor only. Just make sure that your needle stop, that it's not charging no more. Now, it's not charging no more. I'm gonna apply my parking brakes, and I tell the officer my tanks are full at 125, which is a normal operation. 125. Done with this step. Now I'm gonna continue with a 3 psi air rate loss check. You don't really have to say all of that. You can tell the officer, I'm gonna do my 3 psi. That will be fine anyways. So, but for that, to do my 3 psi check, I'm going to secure my vehicle. I'm going to shut down the vehicle. Always, always, always. When you're shutting down the truck, always lower forward gear. And when you start it, neutral. Okay? So I'm going to shut down the vehicle. I'm going to put it in lower forward gear first. Shut down the vehicle. And I'm going to put my key in on position again so the gauges work when I'm doing all the process. All right? Now, I'm ready to do my 3 psi. Usually, the air tanks drops a little bit. You know, right now it's at 120. You always got to stay that gauge before you release your brakes. So now, I'm at 120. I'm going to release the parking brakes, and I'm expecting to lose 5 to 15 pounds of initial air loss. So I'm at 120 right now. I'm going to release. All right, so my needle stopped in 105. So I lost 15 pounds, which is good. It's working correctly. Right now, I'm supposed to have a stopwatch right now, and we're gonna do 1 minute. We're gonna time. In this minute, I should not lose no more than 3 pounds in the minute. So let's pretend that I have a stopwatch with me. I start the minute right now. So now, time is up. All right, I'm still in 105, and I lost 0 pounds. So I'm done with this step. All right, I'm going to continue with the next step, which is the 4 psi. Almost the same like 3 psi. It's a little different, but it's almost the same. How I'm going to do my 4 psi? I'm going to press the service brake, which is the pedal under there. I'm going to press, and I'm going to keep it firmly, and I should lose 5 to 15 pounds of initial air loss. So let's do it. All right, I was in 105. Now my needle stopped in 100. I lost 5 pounds. All right, now I'm gonna do another minute. I'm gonna time again, but this time I should not lose no more than 4 pounds with my foot in the pedal. We cannot take it out until that minute is up. So we start the minutes. Let's pretend. Boom. Now, it's very important when that minute is up, release the brake and then toss. All right? Time is up. All right? Okay, my needle still at 100. That means that I lost 0 pounds. Right? Done with this step, I'm going to continue with to check the low air warning system. All right? Or you can call it low air warning light embosser too. To check this, I have to fan the brake, the service brake, slowly until my alarms come on or activate. They should activate before 55 psi. Okay, let's start doing it. Okay, so both of the gauges activate at 60. All right, it's working properly. It was before 55. Now I'm going to continue with the next step. Now I'm going to check my spring brakes. It's very important on this step. You do not touch the knobs. Okay, never touch the knobs on this step. So I'm going to fan quickly. I'm going to quickly fan my service brake onto the knobs, my parking brakes knobs. Pop, pow. And they'll shoot pop out between 20 and 45 psi. And you gotta be quick and you gotta look at it. All right, so let's start doing it. So what happened here is I just noticed that the trailer, which is the red one, pow, pow, but the yellow don't. So it's nothing wrong with that. That is normal. But on that case, we'll stop. We look at the gauge. We tell the officer, hey, my trailer, the red one, came out at 30. I'm going to continue onto the tractor, which is the yellow one, pow, pow. That's all you got to do, all right? All right, so now the yellow one, pow, pow, and pow, pow at 20 PSI. So still working properly, all right? So we're done with this step. Now I'm gonna do a safe start to reveal my air, all right? Clutch in, truck in neutral, like I said before, always when you start, truck in neutral first. Now we start the vehicle, all right? Then we proceed to reveal the air. How? We're gonna rev the engine, 1200 to 1400 RPMs until my system is fully charged. This truck is a little sensitive, so out on the test, please, on the test, keep it under 15. Trying to keep it between 12 and 14 RPMs, please. So my tanks are full at 125. Now I'm going to secure the vehicle, means I'm going to shut down the vehicle to remove my chocks to continue with the test. So I'm going to put it in lower forward gear, like I always says. Before you shut it down, always lower forward gear, shut it down. Lean in, get out 3 points of contact, and I'm going to remove my chocks, and I'm coming back to finish the test. Chocks, I remove the chocks, 3 points of contact, close the door, key in the ignition or in the switch. Alright, so I'm going to put it in neutral because I need to start the vehicle to continue with the test. Alright, it's in neutral, I'm going to start the vehicle or the truck. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to continue with the last 3 steps of the brake test. Alright, Connecticut brake test. Right now, I'm going to check my trailer parking brakes and the coupling. Alright, so how I'm going to do that? I'm going to put it in lower forward gear. I'm going to release the tractor, which is the yellow button. and I'm going to release my clutch slowly until I feel a torque. That will tell me if the brakes are working properly. All right, so let's do it. Lower forward gear, release the track. I'm going to release the clutch slowly. Doesn't have to be that hard. Now we feel the torque. We can put it in neutral or leave it in gear. It's up to you. We're going to apply the brake. The clutch out. Tell the officer the trailer parking brakes are working and the coupling is secure. All right. So now I'm going to continue with the next step. I'm going to do almost the same, but this time I'm going to check the tractor brakes. So I'm going to almost the same. I'm going to put it in lower forward gear, but this time I'm going to release the trailer, which is the red one. And I'm going to release my clutch slowly until I feel a torque. Okay, so we feel the torque, we apply the brake, neutral, telling the officer, all right, my tractor brakes are working properly. It's holding the vehicle, okay? Now we're going to proceed to do the last step. The last step, we're going to check the service brakes. The service brake is the regular brake, the pedal under there, all right? How we're going to check that? We're going to move 5 miles an hour, and we're going to apply the brakes. And the truck, we're going to keep the hands on the steering wheel, both hands, and the truck should stop and not pulling to either side. You cannot grab the wheel too hard. You just slightly grab the wheel so you feel if there's any pull. All right? I'm going to do something right now that you don't have to do it on the test. I don't have too much room to move 5 miles an hour, so I'm going to go back first and do it. But on the test, you usually have the room. You don't have to reverse. All right? So let's do the reverse. All right? Ready. So I'm going to put it in lower forward gear. All right, my brakes are already released. I'm going to accelerate until I hit 5 miles an hour. It's very important to hit 5 miles an hour, not 4, not 6. You have to hit 5 miles an hour. When I hit 5 miles an hour, I'm going to apply my clutch and brake, and the truck should stop and not pull into either side. All right, both hands on the wheel. All right, let's do it. 5 miles, clutch, brake. Very easy. Don't slap in the brake. Don't slam in the brakes, please. So I'm going to put it in neutral. I'm going to apply my brakes. Take my foot out. Now I can tell the officer, all right, my service brakes are working properly. The vehicle stopped and didn't pull to either side. And I have completed my brake test. I'm ready to do the in-cab inspection. Good, right? Okay, so this is how the truck is going to be. As soon as you start, you need to leave the truck running so you can check your gauges, okay? Because you got to check your gauges. Now we're going to start the in-cab. We're going to start it with a seat belt. I'm going to grab my seat belt right now. I'm going to click the seat belt right here. It's working properly, not frayed, no cuts. All right? You don't have to keep the seat belt. You put it back there. Now I'm going to start top to bottom. All right here, I have my registration and insurance, and I also have my spare fuse and bolts. Right now, my windshield, windows, and mirrors. Windshield, windows, and mirrors. They're clean, not cracked. Also, my mirrors are properly adjusted to me. All right, so I'm going to continue with this area. There's an area that is a lot of stuff in this area, okay? So I'm going to start for reading my gauges. My oil, normal operation, should be 20 to 60. Right now it's at 30. My DEF tank, right now I have over a quarter tank. It's recommended to have half a tank. That's what it's recommended. All right. my temperature, my water temperature, right now it's at 140. Normal operation 180 to 200. It's at 140 right now because the engine is cold. It doesn't mean that it's not working. It's just we should start the engine right now. My volts, the normal operation should be 12 to 14. Right now I'm at 14. It's working properly. My air tanks, both of them, primary and secondary, normal operation is 120 to 125. Right now I'm 125. Working properly. Now, the left indicator working properly. Right indicator working properly. High beam working properly. 4-way flashers working properly. Right? The defrost, just here, the defrost working properly. I'm going to change it to the front. My heat is working properly. All right? My wipers all the way. High, working properly. Low, working properly. My windshield washer doesn't have a fluid right now, but I know it's working properly too. All right? Steering wheel, no more than 2 inches of play. Clutch, no more than 2 inches of play. My city horn, right now it's not working. Remember what I say? Everything that is wrong, you gotta note, you gotta tell that officer. My city horn, which should be here, it's not working. But my air horn is working. All right? So, I'm done in this area. All right? Now I'm gonna move to the floor. All right? No debris on my floor. Gotta make sure I have no debris, so it's dangerous. No debris on the floor. My fire extinguisher is secure, it's fully charged, and should be 5 BC for normal use and 10 BC for hazmat. I should have a red box here with the 3 reflective triangles, all right? So we got 3 reflective triangles secured here in a box. Also, I have my chocks outside. If I were to keep my chocks inside the trunk, they should be under the passenger seat, all right? So the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dry shift my transmission, make sure all my gears are working properly, right? So I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna hit the clutch in, keep the clutch in, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Split it up, split it down, back to neutral. You don't have to go all the way to 10. This is a 10-speed transmission, but the range is the same. You just gotta check the range and the splitter. That's what I went just to fit. Now, you can scan it real quick, see if you're not missing nothing. I did my lights, my dash light, see, sometimes happen. My dash light is working properly too, all right? So, I did the heater, I did this. There's no reason to rush. All right, now you can tell the officer, all right, I have completed my in-cab inspection. I'm ready to move to the walk around, which is outside. Now, this is the transition before you start your walk around. And we can leave it like that, with the transition. So, I'm gonna tell the officer I'm ready for my walk around, but first, I gotta check my high beams. So, with the truck running, I'm gonna turn on my high beams, and I'm gonna turn on my signal, left signal, because that's the side that we're gonna inspect later. All right? And I go shut down the vehicle. How? Always. Lower forward gear and shut down the vehicle. Okay? Key in hand. If you notice here, my high beams are still on. So there's no reason to leave the key in the truck. If they're not working, you can tell the officer the high beams are not working without key, and then you're gonna leave the key in on position, but you had to let the officer know. Right? So what I'm supposed to do right now is get out, check my wheels, go in the front, and check the high beams. So let's pretend I did all that process. I put my chocks, I check my high beams, I coming back. So I'm gonna cancel the high beams. You don't need to use the key. You use the switch for the dash light, turn it off, turn it on, back. That will cancel your high beams. So at this moment, you tell the officer, right, now I'm ready for walk around. And that'll be it. That's it.